Hi guys, Melissa Johnson, independent Scentsy consultant, back with you again today, and I figured I would give you a different perspective. My tree is in the background, my fireplace, you can kind of see my mantle, how I have the white Christmas tree, the Santa with the slumber Santa, I don't remember the name of it, and then the Nature's Wonders, and then the rose gold etched core warmer from last January, and then like the salt lamp, the oh, what's that other one, shining light. So it gives you an idea of some of the way I have the warmers set up in my house. So I just thought it was a different perspective. I definitely will always be doing this, but I did set up a ring light. And I figured, and I'm on a little stool in my living room using my coffee table, has like a stand. So I did get my order today instead of tomorrow. So I was excited about that. It was sitting on my porch today. So looks like FedEx delivered a day earlier than they said. So that made me very happy. The only thing is my hair is so fine, you guys. You can see through it. I hate that. But before I'll wait till the end. So let's open this box. I have some scissors. Trying to open this box, and it was really heavy, like really heavy. But I'm really excited to dig into this. I've been waiting for this. So the first thing I see is my daughter's Beast from Beauty and the Beast. I'm sure you've seen many of these unboxings now that I finally got my box. So she's going to be super excited. Obviously, you know, you can pop the top, but I'm obviously not going to do that because it is a present for her. So let's check it out. So there's the only thing I hate about a ring light. So there's the Beast. Disney always has the cutest packaging. So there he is with the roses. Love that. Oh, that same. It's like a picture of the Beast and Belle in a silhouette. So that's very cute. So we're gonna open this up. I'm actually excited to see him. I kind of really wanted him, but I'm like, we both don't need them. Even though she lives in Kansas, we both don't need them. Gingy's playing with his toy. Look at him when you open the box. Oh my gosh, he's super cool. Oh, and he's so soft. Disney always does the most. I might need one. You guys, he's so soft. He's got like this big beastie body. Look at his tail. It's losing some fur, but that's okay. She'll never know. But look at him. So he's got his little claw feet. He's got like a corduroy pants. Kind of looks like a werewolf, doesn't he? I guess I never really noticed in the movie. But he's got like his hair in a ponytail there. That's so cute. So obviously the scent pack is gonna go back here. But look, he's got the yellow like Belle's dress. Isn't he cute? He's got horns. Beautiful blue eyes. I love his fangs. Love the different colors on his beard. His mane. I kind of think he's a werewolf. I don't know. Just saying, he has like a werewolf vibe. But this is the Beast. He's huge, you guys. Here's his Scentsy logo. Got the Scentsy patch and his awesome coat. The coat does not come off. He's fantastic. And so squishy and so soft. You guys, I'm dead serious that the licensed buddies are worth the extra that you pay for them. Because they're so well done. Like, he's spectacular. He's bigger than a lot of buddies, so that's why you're paying more. He's very spectacular, and I'm very happy, and she's going to love him. So we're gonna put him back in the box. He is spectacular. I might need one. I really might need one. He's so cool, you guys. Look at him. He's so cool. It's 1 foot though. Trying to get him back into the box. He's magnificent. She is absolutely going to love him. So I'm very tickled. I'll have to wrap that. So now we get into all of the stuff that I got. So, oh, I forgot there's another buddy. This one's mine. So let's do this one. And they set my, luckily it's for me, but they set my Scentsy soak on top of my box. And like a customer might not be happy about that, but I'm okay because it doesn't matter to me. But look, it's Oakley the owl. You guys, I love owls. I do have owls every now and then scattered throughout, like little things. I do love owls. So I had to have Oakley for myself. But barn owls are my favorite owl, but I love all owls. And yes, it reminds me of Harry Potter too, but I've always loved owls since I was young. I'm a bird girl. I've always loved birds, hence why I have a bird. Ooh. Wow, Oakley is super soft. She's like butter soft. She's magnificent. But you see how much smaller she is compared to the beast? I mean, obviously she's not a beast, so she has fur coming out of her. But you guys, she's so soft. Oh, and then she's got the, sorry, my OCD. And then she's got the corduroy. Oh, but her fur is like uber soft. She's beautiful. I love her. Aww. Now they'd only come out with a Hedwig for Harry Potter because Hedwig's like a snowy owl. I love snowy owls too. And I don't know that she's a barn owl. She kind of looks like a barn owl. A little bit. Maybe she's a barred owl. There's a barn owl, which are my favorite, and then there's a barred owl. I have to look up what she is, but she's spectacular and I love her. So she was worth every penny. So I love her to pieces. Aww. She's beautiful. I gotta find her scent pack and put that in. She's spectacular. So, I got the Scentsy soak, even though I hardly ever take a bath. Or soak my feet. But I like to collect these for some weird reason. The Dancing Sugar Plums Scentsy soak. It's cinnamon, apple, spiced plum, and vanilla scented. I love the nutcracker. I love the nutcracker sweet, so I love that they did a ballerina and the nutcracker. Ugh. I mean, that is Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairies, right? Da, 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 da. I wish Jay was here because I'm a terrible singer. Ooh, ooh. Oh, that's wonderful. It's very plum. It's like a sweet, fruity plum with like a hint of cinnamon. Oh, you guys, and it's purple. I always find that the accenting color on the package is what color the soak is. Oh, that's right up there with Winterberry Apple Tea. That's a keeper. Now, who all is like me, and I need to submit the idea, to have Scentsy in their catalog next year, have Winterberry Apple Tea soak and scrub, Dancing Sugar Plums now, that I know that I love it, and Snow-Kissed Cranberry. Okay, so this bag is gonna, my other bag, my Bright Cider Life, I closed right back up. This one doesn't want to because of the soak. It gets in the grooves of the, I don't know, Ziploc. I mean, it kind of closes, but I don't know. I'll probably be putting that in a baggie just to be safe, but I love that. It's amazing. So if you love Winterberry Apple Tea, I really think that you would like Dancing Sugar Plums because they have a similar vibe to me. Obviously they're different, but they vibe the same for me. So I feel like I want to open this box before I Oh my goodness, I have like fur from Oakley and the Beast on me. Okay. Let me get this really heavy box out so that I can open it. I'm probably gonna watch this video back and be like, I'm never doing that again. Ooh, I found my scent back for the Beast. Obviously I can't smell it. But here's the scent pack that goes in him. Oh, there goes my ring light. Well, that's cute. That's so weird. This is why I don't use a ring light, you guys. The Last Petal scent pack. It's very cool. I love that. So, I don't think I can smell it. Not really, but a little bit, but I might have to buy one of those. I love that scent anyway. Okay, so, yay, I'm so excited. This is all for me. Imagine that. Hence why I was super, like, frustrated with them that they needed to hurry up. Okay, so. Do you guys remember in one of my recent videos where Scentsy kind of messed up my customer order and they accidentally gave me a bottle of, which the peppermint comes in a bundle with counter clean and dish soap. How do you mess that up when it comes that way? But they gave me counter clean and perfect peppermint and a Snow Kiss cranberry counter clean or Scentsy fresh. Like, how do you mess that up? Doesn't even look like the. Well, now they sent me a label to send this back, so I guess I'm using this box and the paper to send it back, and then they will ship out my customers dish soap and peppermint. Really? You guys messed that all up and whatever. So, oh my gosh, you guys. I'm super excited. Let me unbox this super quick so that I can talk about it in the order that it needs to be talked about. Okay, so since we talked about the Dancing Sugar Plums Scentsy Soak, I'm going to talk about the next things. So I got the Dancing Sugar Plums in the... Sorry about that. This is why Melissa does not do this, because I'm way too clumsy. I'm way too clumsy for this. Okay. So since I got the, I feel like that light is so bright. I'm too close. I don't know. So since I got the Dancing Sugar Plums in the Scentsy Soak, yum, I also got two Dancing Sugar Plums in the body wash. And these are for me, so I'm gonna smell it. You guys. I have scissors, so I need to stop doing that. So again, this is cinnamon, apple, spiced plum, and vanilla. I don't remember this one saying apple. Oh no, it says cinnamon apple. Whatever. Well, it is very nice that they package these so well so that they're not spilling all over the place. Guys, there's gotta be a better way to do this, so now I'm doing it. Okay. It does. It smells just like the Scentsy Soak. So if you got the body wash and you really like that, you would really like the soak. That's amazing. That's so good. So, let's see if I can knock everything down again. Because I'm a lotion addict and I like to, when I use the shower gel follow up with a body cream, and since they didn't come out, sadly, and I wasn't buying 5 million hand lotions. I don't like the hand lotion as much as the body cream. No, it's not the same formula. Because I took the here, I might as well tell it again. There goes Gingy. Because I took the hand lotion on vacation, on a trip, because I was like, well, it's not as big and it's the same thing. Well, it's really not, because I had to keep reapplying the hand cream as lotion because I kept feeling my skin dry out. And I'm super weird, you guys. I feel like I'm suffocating if my skin is dry. I don't like dry skin. So, anyways, I thought, well, I'm gonna get 2 body creams in shimmer. I figured that would go really well together. So, I do have a shimmer already, but I'm like, the more the merrier, because they just go together, I think. So, oh yeah, I think shimmer will be beautiful. Shimmer is cherry, apricot, white musk, and spun sugar. Oh, those will be fantastic together. I can't wait to shower. Yum! Okay, so I love that combination. And then, since you've already seen, I did get Snow-Kissed Cranberry in the Scentsy Fresh. So, let me see if I can carefully, without knocking everything over again, get the scissors. Oh, my cat, you guys, I don't know if you can see him in the background. You see the hole in my blinds, like right there? He kept looking in the blind, like through the blinds right there, and wore himself out a perfect square so that he can crawl up on the stairs and look out the window all the time. So when Dale's coming home or the neighbors are outside, he likes to stare out the window. And sometimes if the neighbor cat, stray cat, is around, he likes to hello, hello, hello out the windows, and he runs up there and he looks out. So, but there is a string that hangs down from the blinds. That's what he's playing with. He doesn't rip them down or anything. He just picks it up and drops it and plays with it like that. You see his eyes glow. Anyways, hope you don't mind hanging out with me for this video. So again, this is for me. I want all of the things. So we all know how much I love Snow-Kissed Cranberry. Oh, that's so good. I was half hoping they would let me keep it. No, they're making me send it back, which is fine. I'd mess it up, but it's fine. I love Snow-Kissed Cranberry in the Scentsy Fresh. Why not? When in Rome. In the face. That's so good. I love that. Oh, you guys, that's spectacular. That's wonderful. Oh, you have to see the packaging. So it looks kind of like a swallow to me, and a cardinal, or it could be a bluebird and a cardinal with holly berries. Look how cute the packaging is. I love their attention to detail with the packaging. Absolutely love it. The ring light's gonna drive me crazy. So then, I know this was around last year, but I wanted to get another set. I think I used the dish soap because I can't find the dish soap, or I would have given it to my friend because she's missing hers. But I think I used the dish soap, and I still have the counter clean because it was taking me forever to use these. But I got these in Perfect Peppermint, and again, I love that packaging. It's like a bowl full of candy with peppermints. So I could just give her that dish soap to hurry it up and then wait for me to get mine. I screwed it up. She didn't really want the dish soap. It's just it came in the package. So I will open, and I'm pretty sure I opened the dish soap last year. That's why I have this all still packaged up. So anxious to try this. So this is the Counter Clean, and I actually like the dish soap. Dale loves the Counter Clean. But we have some things that we hand wash, even though we have a dishwasher. So it takes me a while to get through them. And it's just pure peppermint, like Perfect Peppermint wax. Oh, you guys, it's so good. But like the dish soaps, like I'll clean the rat cage or the bird cage with it, because Scentsy's doesn't have all those gross, harmful cleaners and chemicals in it. And I actually feel better about their dish soap over like even some of the ones out on the market with like chemicals and stuff. So that's the dish soap and the Counter Clean and Perfect Peppermint. I'm gonna set that aside. You guys, where is my scent pack for Oakley the Owl? You have got to be kidding me. Sorry while I dig through the paper here, but you guys. Oh, there it is. They're lucky. So for Oakley the Owl, I got an baked apple pie. I was gonna get so mad. A baked apple pie scent pack, and I like to matchy. So I figured that matched. So we're gonna put baked apple pie scent pack in her. Oh, that's really good. I love baked apple pie wax. I have a whole brick. So we're just gonna put her scent pack in her bag. And I actually liked baked apple pie better than I like the Jack's Obsession scent pack. The scent pack in Jack's Obsession was not that good. Even when I smelled them later, I'm like, dude, you don't smell as good. Her fur is getting stuck in the zipper. There. Oh, she smells so good. All right, so that's Oakley. I'm just trying to make more room and put her in the box. And then the next thing I got was I have to put these together. The beast's fur fell off. So I also got in Winterberry Apple Tea. I got the Counter Clean and the dish soap. Which I'm a little surprised my friend didn't get this in Winterberry Apple Tea because she got the soap and the scrub. So I'm a little surprised she didn't get this. Oh, yum. That's so good, you guys. I love this. Winterberry Apple Tea and the dish soap. Oh, that's amazing. They need to just put this in the catalog. That's so good. And look at the cute, adorable packaging, you guys. But Winterberry Apple Tea is not on there. Dang you. All right, well, so we have the Counter Clean, the dish soap, and the hand soap. And it's described as winter tea, cranberry, apple, and honey. So there's the hand soap in the Winterberry Apple Tea. I'm so excited. Love this so much. I'm surprised she didn't get the hand soap. And then I also wanted to grab another holiday bundle before they're all gone in the Evergreen and Grapefruit. So I got the dish soap and the Counter Clean. Comes in the 2-pack for $20. So we're gonna open up the dish soap because this is mine. Oh. Now we know that I love trees. I'm obsessed with this. That's beautiful. Wow. I kind of wish they would have had a hand soap in that too. Mostly evergreen and grapefruit, but look at the packaging, is still beautiful. Evergreen and grapefruit. I love that. Amazing. Amazing. I wish they had these all year round. And then the last bundly thing that I got, it's actually the last thing, is I got Very Snowy Spruce. I missed out on this last year, waited too long, so got Very Snowy Spruce in the dish soap, in the counter clean, and the hand soap. I was not missing it this year. So Very Snowy Spruce is balsam, spruce, cedar branches, and pine cones. So let's smell this. I actually haven't gotten a bar of this yet this year, so I still need to. Oh, nice. It's very nice. I actually kind of think I like evergreen and grapefruit slightly more because it's sweeter. This is like fruity to me. So it's like icicles and evergreen and grapefruit. But I do really like Very Snowy Spruce. This is more like the Black Forest Pine style. And look, it looks like Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania packaging. So people around here love to camp. I freaking hate camping. Because animals, they like want to attack your tent. I don't like it. Do you want to hear a funny story? But look, it's like got cabins in the woods, tents. No, just houses. There's like a fox on the front. Fox, squirrel, and birds. Pennsylvania. I'm telling you, that's Pennsylvania. Funny story. So, one of the last times I went camping, my daughter and my stepson at the time, they were littler. And so they loved camping up on the hill, and they would go four-wheeling, which I really like four-wheeling. And so, of course, we couldn't have a camper like cool people. No, we'd have a tent. I freaking hate tents. Not only does it stink sleeping on the ground, it's cold, and spiders are always getting in the tent, and I hate spiders so much. Like, hate them. Like, I will run away. I hate them. And so, yeah, so I hate that. So we're in the tent and it's dark and we're trying to go to sleep, and then I hear this noise. Apparently it's what a deer sounds like when they're in rut. I swore it was coming for us. It was going to like stomp on the tent and kill us all. And so I got out of my car. I think it was raining at the time too, which I wasn't happy about anyway, because I feel like the tent leaks. And so I got out of the car got out of the tent and went to my car and turned on the high beams on the tent and was beeping my horn, trying to scare this thing away. And I was like, okay, guys, I'm going home. Like, I'm not staying here all night. And the kids were, and my ex at the time, they were all about staying. But no, I drove home. And I came back in the morning because I was like, I'm not sleeping in that. I'm not going to get attacked in the middle of the night by some deer in rut or whatever it was. It sounded like a bear or something was going to, like, kill us. like, and if you know black bears around here, they're not that scary, but no, to me it was like a grizzly bear. Something was gonna attack us and we were gonna die. Anybody ever see the movie The Revenant with like Leonardo DiCaprio? I am scared to death of grizzly bears because of that movie. Like, I do not want to be attacked like that ever. Nope. I'm out. There goes the spring light. You guys, this is a hot mess. I'm never doing this again, just so you know. So appreciate my tree while you can. My decor. There's my mantle. I have it decorated. I have like a Santa. I can hold it up in a minute. some rose gold reindeer that are down there, hence the rose gold etched core. But anyways, so the vendor show. That did not go so well for me. So it was December. It's always the first Saturday in December. I guess I'm telling this story because I need you guys to help me decide what I should do. So it's always the first Saturday in December. And 2017 December, my friend Ursula was like, I'm gonna go with you. And I was like, oh, you don't have to do that. Like, you know, she's like, no, I'm gonna go with you. And she brought like paper cranes to make, and she volunteered all on her own. I didn't even ask her, and she insisted because I was like, no, like, it's a lot, you don't have to do that. And she's like, no, I want to. I was like, okay. She sat with me all day while I did this vendor show. It's like a Christmas craft show. And I had at the time Perfectly Posh out there that I was trying to sell, and you guys, I can't even give it away. But so I had gone to the dollar store and I'd gotten these like $1 or $2, $1 or $2 boxes, and I had packaged everything so nice. So I did like a hand cream and a bar of soap, or I did like, you know, just a face wash and a face mask kind of a thing. And I had boxed these up so beautifully, and I was only charging for the product. I mean, all of the packaging was free, but it was gorgeous. Like, and I had these tins and everything, and it was already packaged, ready to go. Well, people didn't really want to buy it. And then when they did see the sets, they'd be like, can I have the hand cream out of that? Can I do this out of that? Can I have the bar of soap out of that? They didn't even want to buy them boxed up like that. So some of those are still in my attic, and I use them for Christmas presents now because I had bought so many. And I had gone out, you guys, and I got a loan, and I bought a bunch of product thinking I'm going to do these vendor shows because I had one at the bank that I work at. We had, back before COVID, obviously, they would let some of us that sold things in the basement. They had the big conference room, and they let us set tables up. And, you know, I work for a bank, so it's an honor system, you know, like people would take things and put it in your money bag. And it was just, I would hope that you could trust people at a bank. So, yeah, so I did that, and I did really good at Northwest. I did like $350, $400 plus oh sorry, that's where I work. At the bank for that vendor show, I did like $350, $400 plus at St. Joe's, which is a church, which is a Catholic church. It's not my church, but it's a Catholic church. And a friend that I worked with in collections at the time, it's her church, and she's like, hey, you know, we're doing this show. And I was like, okay, I'll buy a table. So the way this show works is, and I did like $350, $400 there. I did really well, even though people didn't want to buy my stuff the way I had it packaged and stuff. But I had bath bombs, and the bath bombs were kind of a hit. So I bought tons of stuff, and so I've had tons of stuff since. Well, when Ursula was sitting there with me, she would, you know, fold up her paper cranes and she would put them in the boxes. Well, when we packaged everything up, she obviously left those in there, and that's why I have a bunch of her origami cranes. She made us some presents, some bulbs and stuff with them that hang on my tree, but yeah, like those I have loose in a box because I was like, they're so pretty. And she would just make them and give them away to people. Well, so that was December of 2017. October 28th of 2018 is when she passed away. And I had, in December of 2017, paid again for the table because you got a $5 discount if you paid then for next year. And it was a great place because it was in the gymnasium. I was right up front, right in the middle. So people had to walk by my table to get to other tables. So I had a lot of exposure. Granted, that space was in the center, so I didn't have electrical cords and everything, but I've had the table ever since. And so I had the space, like it did, you know, 2 months later, well, not even a month and a half later, I'm like, I have this show. And I said to Dale, I'm like, I can't do this. Like, and so he came with me, and you all know, like, well, more so in some of the videos than others, but he's actually very talkative, and I'm the opposite. If you meet us in person, like, he will talk your face off, and I'm just stand there and I smile. Like, it's kind of the opposite sometimes with video. Well, if you watch his videos on his YouTube channel, he talks all, yeah, and I barely say much. Yeah, that's how it normally is. So he did that show with me. And I think he had to leave partway through. But at the time I was still on an antidepressant, so I was still processing everything. It hadn't quite fully soaked in even. So then 2019, he went with me too and kind of left me because he had to work, and it was like around the beginning of the month, so that's an important time for his store and stuff, and I was just like, okay. Well, then COVID 2020, and then 2020 they canceled it, and then they just held my money, and then 2020, August of 2020, I joined Scentsy, and then so then the time comes around, and so I go to this show, and I said to Dan, I'm like, you need to take a vacation day. Like, I really, really need you to be at the show. And so I'm super introverted. Like, people will come up to the table, and I'll smile at them, but I don't really, whereas Dale, like, asks them about their shirt. Like, that's just Dale. Like, he's like, he'll see some kid has a band shirt, and he'll be like, hey, do you, like, play drums or whatever? And he just starts these conversations with people, or half the people he knows, either because he was a pastor or probation officer, they just know Dale, like, and so anyways, yeah, so we're there, let's see, we get there at 8 and set up. It only takes me about an hour because I still had to price all my stuff, and I had half Posh and I had half Scentsy. I know you're not really supposed to do that, and I probably shouldn't even have said that right on this video, but if y'all stayed this long, 24 minutes in, whatever, like, I was just trying to basically unload what I had and make some money. So at the Posh, everything was $5. I couldn't even give it away, you guys. I still brought it home. $20 face masks for $5? Really? It does not do well in my town. I mean, so then the bath bombs, I paid like $3 a piece for those, and I took out a loan for a bunch of those, like, they would call them crates, like egg crates full of them, and if they were $1, that's less than what I paid for them. I could not give them away. You guys, I still came home with a backpack full of them. So, yeah, so that didn't go so great. Couldn't even unload all of my Posh so that I didn't have to do that at vendor shows or anything anymore. And the Scentsy. So, granted, I couldn't light up the warmers, but I had, like, the crystallized blue with the snowflakes sitting out. The glitter should have grabbed someone, but people around here are cheap, and they do not want to spend the money for, unless someone's having a party, but to just see it at a show, they don't really buy that kind of thing. And I had Sylvester, that didn't go. I had the rustic garden warmer. That one was only 35 bucks, and that didn't go. And that's very my town, but I'm not rustic country, but they are. He's playing with something under the tree. And that didn't go. And oh, I had a mini warmer of like the white Lumina mini warmer. That didn't go for $20. The light bulbs didn't go at all. Cotton cleanups didn't go. I'm like, do you people know how hard it is to get these cotton cleanups? They're only $6 for a giant bag of them. I sold 1 scent pack, and it figures it had to be the Berry Bright. So that sold for $7, and I don't even think I sold a car bar. I had car bars there. They didn't go. Scent circles didn't go. I sold 2 out of 4 fragrance flowers. One lady was like, oh, I love these and I'm out of mine. So she bought 2 right at the end. And people were starting to pack up. I still left my stuff out and she bought 2. So, and the only other thing that sold, I had a mini fan diffuser that didn't sell. You know, the one that plugs into like your phone or your laptop or something. But I forgot to take the pods. So of course they didn't buy that. Plus I didn't take it out of the package, so they just didn't even look. But I did sell some wax, not very much. So Dale was there from 8. The show didn't even open up until 10. He was there until like 1 o'clock. He left about 10 after 1 to go to the bank because he had to do some stuff. And then his bank closes at 2. And so he left me. So he was there half the time, like always, and he left me. And Ursula's sister, I can kind of feel a little emotion, so I'm trying not to be emotional. I'm trying to do this without emotion. So her sister-in-law came up to me and was like, oh, hey, you know, and she introduced me to her friend, and she's like, yeah, Missy, well, Melissa, whatever. I don't even remember what she called me, but Ursula always called me Missy. I spell it with an I-E if you call me Missy. She's like, you know, she was Ursula's friend, and then they started talking about Ursula, and I was just like, yeah, you know, and then they left, and there was, you know, it's like our chairs for the, you know, the tables, the vendors would sit, you know, somewhat close to each other, back to back kind of a thing. There are 2 chairs per 8-foot table. And then, you know, the person behind you had a table, and then they were sitting. So you're kind of back to back. And the lady behind me at this table, where I was sitting, because that's where Ursula sat in 2017. So I was sitting in that chair because it was less, it reminded me of it less to sit in the opposite chair. Although I did have some moments where I would think about it, even when Dale was there. He hates to sit still. So if he doesn't have people to talk to, he gets antsy and he has to walk around. I'm like, bye. Like, so he tries, but he's just antsy and doesn't sit still. And then it's awkward for me, and I'm just like, hi. And so the lady behind me, the sun was shining through the gymnasium window, and it was shining in her face, and we were like, oh, you know, like, come move over and stuff. And so to give her more room, I switched chairs, and that did it, you guys. Having talked to Ursula's sister-in-law and switching chairs, and it was a lull in the crowd. So I was sitting in my original chair in 2017. And it was quiet, and I was there with my thoughts, and people weren't coming up to the table and stuff because, you know, you're waiting for, it was like half hour, 45 minutes after Dale left. So it was almost 2. And I knew he was still at the bank because he had to sign some paperwork and do all this stuff for a mortgage thing that he's doing. But so he had to get printouts and stuff anyways. And I'm sitting there, and my thoughts hit me, and it hits me all of a sudden, like I'm like sitting in the same seat I was in 2017 and thinking about Ursula, like, would be sitting here right now if she could, like, and I was remembering her sitting there, and I was remembering her talking, and I was remembering the origami cranes, and it just overwhelmed me. And I started to cry. I couldn't hold it back. And I started to cry. And you know how when you try not to cry and you ugly cry? Like, you totally ugly cry, and your face is like, and I'd cover up my face, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, this is super embarrassing, because the people across the aisle from me all had tables, and we kind of stare at each other. I was like, this is so embarrassing. Not only do I feel awkward, introverted, and alone, And this isn't going very well. At that point, I'd maybe sold $60, $75, and I went to the table across from me because they had some scarves and stuff, an animal print and like a cape and stuff, and so I got those for my daughter for Christmas, and it was just really awkward. And nobody was really coming to the table at that time, and I was just kind of there with my thoughts, and I couldn't hold it back. And I texted Dale because I started to have a panic attack, because at that point you're alone with your table, and what if people come up? Because there were customers walking around. I was like, great, people are gonna walk by, want something, and I'm just like bawling. It was so embarrassing, and I couldn't stop crying. I had to take off my mask because you wore a mask the whole time. And I started to like panic because I was stuck at the table. I couldn't even go to the bathroom and compose myself. Like I was stuck at this table just crying, thinking, great, now everybody's staring at me, I'm making a scene, they have no idea why I'm crying. I'm just randomly crying. This is embarrassing, which made me feel all the more awkward alone, and I panicked and I texted Dale, I'm like, can you come back, because he said he needed to be at the store at 2 and it was almost 2, and I was like, I can't do this, like I'm just ready to pack up the table, it's not going that great anyway, and so I just need you to come back. And he was like, I can't, because the people from his store, he'd just gotten to his store, the people from his store had to go, 20 minutes away to the town because there was another vendor event and their store was setting up there. And so the assistant manager was down there setting up the tent and everything, and then the girl that lives down there that works for them, it was just the 3 of them in the store, because so Dale was alone in his store, so he literally couldn't leave. But I was bitter. Like, you left me and you knew this is, oh, there goes the ring light, sorry. And I'm like, and you knew this was gonna be hard for me and you left me, and I'm just bitter, and I'm just like, but then like something is wrong with his phone, that when I text him, everyone else, he gets their text, but me, it doesn't buzz. And he's even looked it up online, can't figure out how to fix it. And so he didn't get my message. And then like half an hour later, I composed myself and I was like, okay, I'm okay now. And I was like, never mind, like I'm fine. And then people started to come to the table and stuff. And so I was like, I'll be fine, it's okay. And by then he had gotten it, because I was like, I'm crying, I need you to come back. And I was like, never mind, I'm okay, it's past. And the whole time I'm sitting there thinking, this show is not going so good. Like people, a lot of them, they're there for crafts, like Christmas crafts, this sort of stuff that people make. They're not there for Scentsy. So you guys, I can't decide if, like I had the Mahalo coconut scrub, I had the Mahalo coconut body cream, didn't sell. But I had, like, I didn't even sell half the wax bars. And I was like, this doesn't hurt my feelings. I'm taking this home. It's all for me. I don't care. So I have 2, nobody bought Snow-Kissed Cranberry. What? And I had almost all seasonal scents. And I had some rare things from my club, like Marshmallow Mint Cocoa, and trying to think some of the random bars that I had in there. And I even marked the Disney ones down to $6 to make it easy, because I didn't have change. So I didn't have 50 cents if someone paid 50 cents, and I didn't charge tax, I just kept it to dollars. So I left those $6. So had Maleficent, that one sold. Had a Maleficent, but things like that. A few Disney bars, not a lot. Trying to think, not that it matters, but so I would say I made another 50 between like my crying spell, so between like 2:30 and 3:30, and the show was over at 4. And I made like another $50 from like 3:30 to 4, because everyone was closing up and I still had my table open. And the girl behind me, her daughter, she was from Pittsburgh. And her daughter, which I told those ladies behind me, I'm like, yeah, I'm like, they're like, are you coming back next year? And I was like, I don't know. I'm like, I already had like a emotional breakdown, because my best friend was here with me 4 years ago and she passed away, and it's just really emotional for me. And I do okay if Dale's here, and then when he's not here, I'm not okay. And so they were always like, they were like, oh, that's so hard. But I was like, I felt better that I told some person, so 2 people, why I was randomly crying for no reason, and they didn't think I was crazy. But yeah, the one girl gave me a chocolate bomb, and you know, the ladies were really nice. They're like, well, we hope to see you next year. And but I'm thinking, is it worth my time to sit there? And even then, I'm thinking I should only take wax, because that's mostly the only thing that sold. And it was only people that are like, oh, I love Scentsy. You know, they're already familiar with the product. If people weren't into it, were allergic to it, because trust me, a couple people tell you, they've always told me with Posh too. I would try to give away samples. Couldn't even give away wax samples, you guys. I couldn't even give away wax samples. They'd be like, oh no, my husband's allergic. I can't melt any scents. He's allergic to all scents. I'm like, okay. But even with Posh, like, it was like that. I couldn't even give samples away. People would walk all the way far away just so, and I was just like, I'm trying to give you something for free. Like, okay. You guys. So I mean, a total of $200. I spent $100 of it on Christmas presents for my daughter, but still. So I only came home with $100, and even then it was like, well, my son only asked for 2 presents, and he asked if I had money for a 3rd one, so I went and got him a 3rd one. You know, my daughter, you know, I was trying to make up for the difference with her, with, you know, that I was buying him with her, and so it helped with Christmas, but it didn't help with like my Scentsy club or anything like that. So and I'm not saying that, you guys, for sympathy or I'm just asking, do you think it's even worth my time? Well, okay, so I'm sorry, I'm jumping. Been with Dale and his bunny trail, preaching too much. Teasing. Okay, so the girl behind me, her daughter, she was from Pittsburgh, but her daughter was working the ticket booth and said that they sold half the amount of tickets that they normally do due to COVID or whatever. So I'm trying to decide if it's worth $35 to have the table. And I have a prime piece of real estate there. So do I give that up? Because if I come back, I might get one of these like adjacent rooms that people don't go into as much. I don't know. The girls across from me that were selling the scarves and stuff, they said that they had waited a couple years to get into that show. They'd been trying and trying to get in, and finally got in because people canceled due to COVID. And I'm like, do I give up this space? But then I'm like, is it worth it? Is it worth it? Am I going to sell $400 next year or the year after? Or do I just give it up? Because if for some reason, when Dale's like, I got the day off, and then, oh, guess what? I don't have the day off, and he abandons me, and no one else wants to sit there with me and keep me company so I don't cry and things. I'm proud of me. I didn't cry. Is it worth it? I don't know, because the only thing I would really have to stock up on that I really feel like I could or should is wax. Is that something I even want to do? I don't know. So help me out. Comment below. Do you think it's worth it? Do you think I should even try next year? Or is it just like, it was so, like, I was so emotionally undone. I couldn't wait to get home. And then Dale was working till like 5:30. by the time he even gets home. And I was emotional. That night I couldn't sleep. I couldn't stop crying because I kept thinking about it, because that's what I do. My OCD, I obsess about the same thoughts over and over and over. So I just kept thinking about it, kept crying, couldn't sleep. Do I put myself through that again next year for me to sell just a little bit? And I probably sold more bath bombs and what I did have a Posh for $5 or $1, which was undercutting myself majorly. I still am paying on that loan. Or do I, just hope people buy wax? Like, that's not what they're there for. Do I do a different vendor show? But that one's pretty popular in this town. That's why I picked that one. But it's like they're there for Christmas. They're not there for Scentsy. So I can't make up my mind, you guys. They kind of wanted an answer back. I said, give me a few days to think about it. I'll email you. And I'm sure they'll email me if they might give me a couple weeks. But I don't know, you guys. I don't know if it's worth it. I don't know if it's worth the emotional stress. Dale was like, well, next year, I'll definitely ask for the, have the vacation day, and I'll insist, and I'll play my guitar, which he could play Christmas music, and people would love that. And I said, honestly, I think if you had your guitar out playing Christmas music and got tips for playing your guitar, you'd make more money than I did. So, you guys, I don't know. I can't decide if I think it's worth it. And that's how my vendor event went. It wasn't fun. I did not have fun. If anything, it was more traumatic than it was fun, and I didn't even make that much. But God provided, and I did buy my kids a couple more Christmas presents. Christmas for us is next week because my daughter's home from Kansas. So I don't know. It didn't pay any bills or anything. It didn't pay off my Scentsy club like I wanted it to. That's all on me now. My Scentsy pay, I hope, pays for that, but I don't know, because I didn't meet my goal last month, so I don't know how that's gonna look until a couple more days from now. So that's my story, you guys. That's how my vendor event went. You guys were so sweet to be like, I hope it goes really well. It didn't. I mean, it went okay, but it was embarrassing and emotionally draining, and I'm not sure I'm up for that again. So I just want to know if you guys, what are your thoughts? Like, maybe I just ditch it and I do Scentsy the way I've been doing Scentsy, and I don't try those things because I don't know, people in this town are rough. Like, it's rough trying to sell them $6 bars of wax that you could go to Walmart and spend $2 for, or try to sell them a, $10 bar of soap when they could go to the store and get some crappy tallow filled soap that makes you itchy and greasy, and they don't care because they're allergic. They only want to spend $2. Okay. It's naturally, whatever. I won't preach that, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't know. I don't know. So go ahead, leave your thoughts, you guys. And that's how that went. And so my club will ship tomorrow. My daughter's already shipped to her in Kansas, so my club will ship tomorrow. And I'll probably take another week. And so I'm hoping it'll be here by the time my daughter's here. And then her and I can do a video of smelling the wax and her thoughts and my thoughts. And you'll see how we're a little different on the tree. Well, I don't think there's tree ones in there. Only a couple ones. A couple vanilla ones maybe, and you'll get to see. Oh, I love I love the tree scent. She's just like, but and then you guys can meet her, and she's my mini me, so you get to see how she's my mini me. Yeah, plus I did an order for some customers of some wax bars, so I just made it a 6-pack and bought myself 2 extra to make it a 6-pack to get 1 free. Why not? Since they didn't want to, I will. So I did that. So I've got that little tiny haul coming in my huge club and my I guess I'm just gonna hold on tight and hope God makes it work out. My $100, well, $80 monthly club too. I don't know, you guys, I'm scared. But I want the whiff box that's in that. And I have watched a spoiler to see whether I should delay it or not. And I thought, well, I'm going to spend $30 for the whiff box anyway, because I really want the whiff box. So why not spend the extra 50 and get the other stuff? So I'll have a lot of that stuff coming. And I did do a few things on the flash sale. Dale and I talked about it, and Dale helped invest because it was just some good deals and some things that I wanted to get. And so he helped me buy a few things in the flash sale. I still haven't gotten my eggnog bricks. I'm hoping for those in a sale in January, so we'll see. If not, I get the little bar in my club and it'll be fine. God bless you. And yeah, so I'm rambling now. But yeah, that's my haul. Finally got it, for gosh sakes. Crazy. So thanks, you guys. And I could show you my Santa here. Hold on 1 second. So this is my Santa that I have by the mantle. He's like resin. Got it from TJ Maxx for $20. I still have a sticker on him. And I've got my metal rose gold reindeer that are pretty cool. Those are from TJ Maxx, but I apparently took the sticker off these guys. I got those from TJ Maxx, and it has some cute little fuzzy penguins that I got from TJ Maxx. Oops. That sit by my mantle. So that's my Christmas tree. That's my fireplace mantle, Christmas decor. So yeah, so hopefully that was fun and that answers some of you guys' questions on some of my warmers. I have the nativity and the gold trees over here. You've seen it in the background. I have to unplug the ring light to do this, you guys, and watch me drop my phone. I can't turn it around, but so there's my crystallized blue warmer and my diffuser. Sorry, there's the ring light. So there's my nativity scene and that warmer and diffuser. This sit right there by my yeah, so there's my stairs. So here's my mantle. So I've got the white, sorry if this is shaky. So I've got the white tree. I forget what these are called. Doesn't matter. I've got the Santa moon warmer. He's really cute. I just have some white and clear, you know, acrylic trees. I've got this this scene. It's like wood, but it's got deer and stuff, which I think goes perfectly with like, I love those together. But this is the Nature's Wonders, and then I've got the rose gold etched core. I've got a gnome, which Ursula loved gnomes. And then with all of my Africa stuff, let's see if I can do this. I've got this, which is usually on my mantle, the Himalayan salt warmer. It goes with my other, Ursula helped me get that one. It's like a tea light, Himalayan salt, and then this one, which the battery's dying in that. And then I've got my, let's see if I can do this. I've got my Glimmer and Glow, the gold etched core, sits on a picture, or sits near a picture of Dale's mom and his dad that passed away. This painting up here, I painted that, Africa painting. some of the African decor. But you see I'm trying to get the gold. There you go. There's the gold edge core. And I have the silver one. I just don't have it out because I didn't know where to put it. This is my tree. So, see, I told you I love owls. See, I told you. And I have like, these are glass. And these are glass. And I'm lucky that my cat doesn't knock them over. See if I can find it. There, Ursula made this ornament. It's an origami crane inside with a feather. She made a few of those. I've got like this glass Christmas ornament. I've got like these little glass Christmas ornaments. Oh, I'm terrible at this, you guys. This is why I don't do this. It's like this glass one. I've got like some crystal snowflakes. Oh, I made this ornament. It's a feather, and it says, I actually sold these one year at work. It says, a feather from an angel is one we rarely see, but this one is quite different and as special as can be. This feather is a reminder of the never-ending love, our love of your guardian angel watching over you from above. So I made that in honor of Ursula. So I've got these ornaments that are glass. They look, ooh, falling. They look like they have snow in them. It says no, they say different things. Like this one says hope. And those are all glass with like glitter. So try not to make it too dizzy, but that's my tree. I have like I told you I love like the Nutcracker and Swan Lake. And so I have a white swan. Here's another ornament that Ursula made. I've got a bell. It's like silver and white. So yeah. There's my star. I have like a, oh my gosh, I'm terrible at this. So I have like a silver crystal glitter, well, it's just glitter star. So that's my tree, you guys. And that's my video. And so hope that was fun. Hope you liked, oh wait, look, I have feather angel wings. So yeah, I thought I'd show you that. It looks like angel wings in there. Yeah, so that's my haul. There's my messy living room. You see where I was set up, but that's everything, guys. So I'm gonna watch this back and be like, oh my gosh, are you serious right now? Bye, guys.